Hey, great Friday. Are you always going to remember what day it was? Great Friday morning. It is a beautiful day in the city, Brownsville, Texas. And I was talking to Mark about Monterrey, Nuevo León. I had Monterrey, Nuevo León on my mind. I love Monterrey. Este, actually, I will be in Monterrey uh, this coming Wednesday. Uh, this coming Wednesday, we'll probably not be able to do a morning show because I have to be at a dentist appointment at 11 o'clock. So I should be on the road unless I. Now, Rodrigo, number one. Good morning, Rodrigo. Unless I leave super early, and if I leave super early, I can have the show from there 9 to 10. 9 to 10. I can do the show from 9 to 10, and then my appointment is at 11. I might do that. We'll see. I need to talk to Marco, who is going with me, to see if he's willing to either spend the night here on Tuesday or or come super early in the morning. Y nos arrancamos temprano. It's 2.5 hours to get there. So in order to get there by 9, we'd have to leave at 6 in the morning. 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. Not bad. We'll see. But we'll be going to Monterrey on Wednesday. Going to go pick up my little medallion thing. Going for a dentist appointment with my friend up there, Abraham, and my brother Abraham, and then fly out that afternoon to Los Cabos. Los Cabos San Lucas. And I just remembered though that the time zone is going to be different. It's like a 2 hour change. So for my 9 o'clock here, I'd actually be starting it at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock there. It's good. I just realized that. So the show I'll be doing at 7 o'clock, but really will be 9 o'clock here because it's 7 o'clock over there. I just thought of that. That actually works out pretty cool because it gives me the opportunity to go out at night. What else could you do up at night in Los Cabos? I don't know. But I also want to go to La Paz, Baja California, which is I think 2 hours away. And there's this an excursion out there for you to go do underwater snorkeling. Snorkeling. Uh, does anyone have a GoPro underwater thingy that I could borrow? I was thinking about buying one, but let me tell you, I don't want to spend $300, $200 on a GoPro that I'll probably only use on this trip. I guess I could have used it when I was in Mexico City, maybe. But anyway, if anyone has a GoPro that they'd be willing for me to use, I'll take it from you. I got to ask Isaí Candanosa, who does photography. Isaí probably has several of them hanging around. Isaí, if you're listening, or if you see this later on, mochate con el GoPro. Also, the other GoPro. So if when I'm snorkeling, I'll be able to film underwater. I don't think that my iPhone is going to be doing good underwater. Ooh, I was wondering though. There's an excursion that you pay 170 bucks to go and you spend all day and you snorkel and you blah 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 and all this other stuff. So I might do that on Thursday. I mean, I never snorkeled before. Snorkeled. Can't be that hard. I mean, You wade in water and you snorkel. I'm not a good swimmer though. I can swim okay. Good morning, Rodrigo. Good morning, Mama, and good morning, Ella. Good morning. Enjoying some delicious matcha waffles. Those are mine. I still have some, but you can't see them because they're green. I still have mine. But Lynn, you're not supposed to go buy up my stuff. And those matcha buttery waffles, these are mine. Good thing though that I actually did go look for them when I went to HEB. But good thing that I had already stacked up. I have a, I have reserves, but I am planning to get some more. These things are the bomb, and people do not buy them. Please, they're only for Linen for Erasmo. Matcha buttery waffles. They're amazing. They're crisp. They're not too thick, and they taste awesome. Mm. You could taste a hint of matcha, but the buttery flavor is just priceless. Good morning. Good morning. A happy Friday, Leia. I was talking about you the other day. I said, like, oh, Leia. In a good way, for a change. It's always good, Leia. Good morning. A handsome, good show with Roy. Uh, it was, and I didn't, I did not want to come on at 9 o'clock because, again, I like for there to be consistency. It's kind of weird, but I was talking about going to Los Cabos and the excursion that I'm going to do. And este, one of my primary thoughts is this is just the way I think is every time I'm going on a trip, I think of este how to work around the show schedule. I think consistency is important. So again, I didn't want to miss the 9 o'clock. I wanted to keep it short because I hadn't eaten anything. That's why I was eating that elote dip, Mexican elote dip. It's pretty good. And please don't go buy it. And I was eating it on the air and like, ugh. And I started to get very full, so I actually stopped eating. But I always work around when I'm out of town to make sure that I'm available at 9 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock in the morning. That's why when going to Monterrey, I was trying to figure out how I was going to do the morning show. I considered doing the morning show from the vehicle while Marco was driving, but it's just weird to be on a in a vehicle doing a show. And but again, if it comes to that, I'll do it that way. It's just weird. It was just weird. So I decided that Macy best is to leave early. The flight leaves Monterrey at 3:30, and it's supposed to be a 2-hour flight. So we'd get there at 5 o'clock, which would really be 3 o'clock here. So that gives me all of Wednesday to figure out what we're going to do that night. On Thursdays, when I want to do that excursion to go snorkeling, and that takes all day. And I hadn't considered that it's at 7 o'clock in the morning there, which would be 9 o'clock. So on Thursday, I'm probably going to do the show while traveling to that place, that park that we're going to do snorkeling in. We'll see. Good morning. Good morning. We'll talk about the show with Roy in a little bit. I sent an invite to Jessica Puente Bradshaw to discuss the interview. I hope she can make it. I hope she sees it. Good morning. Good morning. El Gallo de Joe Valdez. Guys, there's 22 people watching on YouTube and only 6 thumbs up. Like that sucker, please. Good morning, Antonio Zacarias. I love your name, Antonio Zacarias. It sounds like a novela. Antonio Zacarias. There are these cheap plastic pouches so you can put your phone in and record. Really? Can you send me the link of where to buy them? Plastic pouches so I can put my phone in and record underwater. You're joking. Can I find them on Amazon? That's actually wouldn't be a bad option. I wonder if there's any pressure issues with bringing the phone underwater. But I'm interested in the plastic pouches because I was wondering, do I actually trust getting, going 6 feet underwater and leaving my phone and my wallet on the boat? I mean, I don't know. Do they have safes on the boat? I don't know. Maybe I'm just paranoid. Hey, I don't want to get stuck in Baja California with no credit cards or no no way to extract some cash. Good morning, Isla Hermosa, Hermosa. So that's why my ears were burning. Hope you were saying good things about me, mi amor. There's only good things to say about you, Mama. I was thinking. I didn't. I was talking about how I didn't know if you had come picked up one of the new shirts, the negative shirts, for you and for Josh. But I've got some shirts for y'all. I got shirts for everyone. Oh my God! Almost missed your show, Hector. That would be a big major sin. Do not do that. Jimmy. Having lunch today, Jimmy. Don't forget. Where are you off to now, Mr. Castro? I'm going to Monterrey for a dentist appointment with my brother Abraham. Brother Abraham. And then headed to Los Cabos San Lucas for a good 3.5 days, maybe 4 days. Thank you for always informing us de la tranza de VISD, los comisioneros de Brownsville. Trust me, I enjoy it. One of the things that I've shared is like, guys, as long as it continues to be fun for me, you're still going to have me on here. Ah. Good morning. Good morning. Where and what time is lunch? Jimmy, let's shoot for 12ish. I have a wedding at I have a wedding at Carrizales at 11. Yes, and going to do a wedding, and after that, I could hopefully, if I don't get kept inside, I think I will be free by 12. So let me know. That way, I'll be driving down the expressway, and you let me know where we're going to have lunch. Maybe we should have lunch downtown, Jimmy. There's a couple of good restaurants downtown that would be probably pretty cool to go to. They're walking distance from the office too. If you're in for Mexican, we got Ricardo's down there. If you're into like deli stuff, fancy stuff, there's also Main Street Deli out there. Guys, tonight I will be at 777 Bingo. I'll be at 777 Bingo. They are doing free dinner, and I like free dinner. I like free stuff. And I was telling Mark this morning about the keyboard that I got last night from my sister. Again, sent me a message to go pick up a keyboard that they used once, and I sure as heck go did pick it up, and it looks pretty cool right there next to the wedding chapel. Fun. Waiting to see if Jessica gets my message. Good morning. Good morning. Walmart has the pouches. Me to go look for them. Good morning and great Friday, Erasmo. Mario, my man. God bless you, Papa. If you're going to Cabo San Lucas, please go to Cabo Wabus. It's the nice place on the beach. Cabo Wabus. Cabo Wabus. Cabo Wabus. Cabo Wabus. Cabo Wabus. Cabo Wabus. Cabo Wabo. Cabo Wabo Cantina. Yeah, I'm sure my church family is going to be ecstatic that I'm going to Cabo Wabo. Oh, it's a restaurant located at San Lucas, Baja California Sur. Franchise exists on Las Vegas Strip and Hollywood Boulevard, California. It's also a popular brand of tequila, Cabo Wabo. I wonder if I'll make it back from Cabo Wabo. Huh? I'm going Cabo Wabo. I'm going to go to Cabo Wabo. The good thing is Marco is going with me. He'll protect me. Cabo Wabo. Thank you, my man. Appreciate that, Cabo Wabo. Oh, yay. I'll tell Josh about the t-shirts. We've just been really busy. End of school year graduation. I'll message you when we head over. Yes. Again, I have a wedding this morning, and I have a wedding, and I have lunch with Jimmy. I'm gonna ask Mark if he could do lunch, but probably not. Mark's a hard worker. He's not.
Exposing me.
Yeah, he's exposing Mark. Mark's going to be my new
What's their parent?
my new, what's it called? My new co-host soon. Mark's opinionated. Usually keeps to himself. Guys, last night, let me go into last night. Last night we did have that invitation from Manny to come on board. Again, I'm not exactly sure who the invitation came from. Did it come from Roy de los Santos? Did it come from Manny? I'm not exactly sure how all that started. I did not see the show that I was called out on, but and I got a couple of messages from a lot of folk out there saying Erasmo is to stop giving them publicity. Stop, they're trying to feed latch onto your platform for likes or for views or for audience. Let me say, guys, one of the things that I'm going to be consistent with. Invite Lynn. Hey, Lynn, let's do lunch today with Jimmy. Mike, I'll send Mike a message, see if he can join us for lunch too. Anybody else want to join us for lunch? We'll be doing lunch. Me, Jimmy, Lynn, if she can make it, and maybe Mike Pineapple. So if anyone wants to go visit with Mike Pineapple, hey, now's your chance. Don't Pineapple. I love Mike. Just send him a message. Yes, sir. Cantina and restaurant. It's owned by Sammy Hagar. Oh, then I do want to go. See Sammy Hagar, Van Halen. Mhm. During his after David Lee Roth era. Didn't do that good, but it's always okay. Good morning, Joe. I want to go, but remember, I'm in a wheelchair. Yeah, I remember, Baba. But I think that there's a lot of accommodations going on now for individuals with disabilities or individuals that have special needs. So, I mean, but don't let it stop you, Baba. One of the things that I've learned with my recent excursions into Mexico is that, there's a lot that we don't know about that happens just right south of where we're at. And let me tell you, Mexico is a beautiful country. And it's like we have a paradise in our backyard. And a lot of the times, we don't take advantage of the easy access that we have as American citizens to our backyard. So, yeah, I encourage everyone, visit Mexico. I will be in Guadalajara in June. Why? Why not? No, there's actually some pyramids in Guadalajara that I'm going to spend a whole day visiting. These are dome pyramids. I can't remember the name of them, but I did do some research on them. There's some dome pyramids. But I'm going to take the whole week and be in Guadalajara in order to experience Guadalajara life. Guadalajara, Guadalajara. Como México, no hay dos. Ah, wow. It's so true. So we'll be in Guadalajara in the month of June. My parents are planning an excursion to Arizona They're planning to go to the biosphere. They're planning to go for 2 weeks. And I say, thank you, Jesus. My family is leaving and going away for 2 weeks. And that is going to be awesome. I truly enjoy people being away. It's a good thing for me. No, it's that I cannot go with them. I would go with them. I cannot go with them because someone has to stay back and attend to church services. So it's that during that week that they're gone, which should be about the last week of June, I will not be traveling. I will be staying put, and I'll be preaching every service, unless Mark wants to go teach a class or something. No, he said no. He's in Vegas. In Mama's voice, ven, no te quedes solo. Ven a Arizona con nosotros. She actually sounds like that. Right, Alicia?
I know, right? Me over here.
Right, Mark? Ay, me duele mucho, mucho, mucho la inyección. Mark knows Alicia, right, Mark?
Yeah, I know her.
Does she sound like that?
But I'm busy over here.
And Mark doesn't want to stay, put added pressure to his life. He's married. He's married and has a suegra. We're not going to talk about the suegra though. Shall I hear that? He said, I know. I'll be in Vegas August 3rd and the 6th. Is that an
Yeah,
invitation?
my birthday, August 3rd.
Vamos? Is that an invitation, Jimmy? Mark and I are ready to go. I'm not joking. If that's an invitation, este, we'll go. August 3rd to the 6th. Oh, wait. I will be in Colombia. Voy a Colombia, chico. I want to go back to Tamasopo. Tamasopo. Let me tell you, I've actually been in Tamasopo. And I do want to go back and visit La Huasteca, San Luis Potosí, Real de Catorce, all these beautiful places. My man, I love Frank Davalo, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Love you, Papa. And the sun is out, and it's a beautiful day. It is, and it's even a better day now that Jessica put the bread down. Decided to wake up and join us. Jessica, how you doing, Jessica?
I'm doing great. I was enjoying your talk about traveling. I was thinking, I literally thought just before you put me on, I thought, man, it'd be great to do a trip with you, Erasmo, because you'd know all these places. I think I'm going to have to tag along one day.
Let's plan something. Let me tell you, I was telling Mark right now. Mark's my new co-host. I was talking to Mark. He just doesn't know yet. I was talking to Mark this morning. I said, like, man, let's go to Monterrey for the weekend. I mean, just a weekend. And it's just so super close by, super accessible. And it's just beautiful. There's just so much to do. But I just came back from the pyramids in Mexico City. Oh, Jessica, let me tell you, jaw dropping.
Yeah.
It's
Which
just,
pyramids? The ones in Mexico City, you said, right?
yeah.
I've never been to those.
Have you been there?
Not those. I've been to Palenque. I've been to the ones on the Yucatan Peninsula, like Tulum and stuff.
Chichen Itza?
Chichen Itza.
Oh,
That's amazing.
no, these are. Let me tell you, it's just such an awe moment. You just like you're struck. When I first got there to Mexico City, I just literally sat because the hotel that I got was right in front of the pyramids.
Oh, wow.
Literally sat on a bench and just like gazing at the beautiful,
Nice.
the majesty of it all. It's just a really, really amazing. And we have such a beautiful country right next door, and we really don't take advantage of the economy being where it is during these days, during these times, and how accessible it is to all of us.
Right. Absolutely.
Thanks for the invite, but I'll let you guys have your guy time. Maybe next time. Trust me. But it's me and Jimmy. There's very little guy time. Yes, I would also like to tag along with it also on a trip too. He knows the best places. Let's do it, guys.
Yeah, you know what? Just set up like you know
A
how
tour?
people sometimes celebrities do like these cruises with a celebrity.
Oh!
It should be like a trip with Erasmo, and you just pay
Brownsville,
your way.
Brownsville in Teotihuacan. Let's plan something like that. Let's Brownsville in Teotihuacan. That let me tell you, it is
Wow.
so worth it. It really wasn't an expensive trip. I think. I mean, I probably spent like $1,200. But I'm talking about travel, hotel,
Food.
food, of course, drinks.
Yeah.
I don't know if I shared that story. I don't know if you heard that I shared that story that right, 'cause I'd sit there at the bench and I just look at the pyramids, and there was this little cabañita playing some music.
Hmm.
It's a little restaurant type of little bar, but it's, I mean, very, very simple. So I said, let me go see what they have. So me arranqué, and while I was walking, I said, I'm not drinking anymore. So, let me have some tepache. I'll have some tepache. Tepache is okay. You know what tepache?
Is it a fermented drink?
Yeah, it's a pineapple
Yeah.
rind. The pineapple rind,
Hmm.
it gets fermented, and
Right.
it's this really delicious drink. So I said, no, I'll have a tepache. That's okay, my church people, in case they're watching. So I go and I sit down, and and I order. Ah, pues dame, tepache. I think I said tepache. And these kids invited me to their table, and I actually talked about Goody in a different show. So they bring me this drink, and it had it. He goes the mango, and I'm going like,
Mm.
well, maybe they put mango flavoring in it. So I start to drink it, man, delicious. And I
Wow.
drank the whole thing, and I said, "Bring me another." And I'm halfway through it, Jessica. Halfway through the second one, and I'm looking around, and they have like the names of all their drinks all the way around, and
Uh
it's
huh.
little. And I'm looking and going like, let me see, where's the pache, and I couldn't find it. So I asked the guy, the waiter. I said, "Hey, what am I drinking?"
Yeah.
He,
What did I order?
he goes, "You're drinking pulque." I go, "Oh." But by then I was already one and a half in. So I said,
Oh wow.
"Too late." So I finished my drink.
Oh my goodness,
But
that's too funny.
I tell my church people, hey, y'all got to forgive me that one. That was an accident.
Yeah.
But
Well, I love fermented drinks because on it, they're really healthy for you, even though they do kind of give you that body buzz. I call it a body buzz. Uh, but because of the probiotics in it and the fermentation, it's really good for the system. And so, like with me, we went to Costa Rica and we had what is called chicha, which is also a fermented drink, but it's done with corn. And that is, I mean, it's such a delicious, refreshing drink. But you do kind of get this light body feeling of it, and it's because of the probiotics doing their thing. So I'm all right with that.
well, mine was pulque,
Yeah.
and it did the body good.
Yeah.
Jessica, so how's campaigning for the runoff going for you?
It's going well. It's going well. It's We've been a little quiet online because once you get to this point, as you know, Erasmo, just with any campaigning, it's dale duro, dale, 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 reaching out, and so yeah, no, we're still working on it. I mean, it's creeping up on us. It's always very tiring, but we do what we can because of the runoff dates. People are going to be out of town on vacation, graduations, family trips. People are not really going to be that excited about having get out to vote again. You hear that like otra vez. So we're just doing what we can, reaching out. I don't
Good.
want to give out too much.
No, 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 that's good. Let me say, I was a little bit surprised because I did get an invite to be on a show yesterday, and I was a little bit surprised. I'm going like, one of the things that I've always said, look, if I get invited for an interview or for a live, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to accept, no matter who it's coming from. And I've shared that I'll do a live with Charlie Atkinson if he invites me on. I don't care. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter. And Charlie Atkinson doesn't like me. But I was surprised that I got invited, I guess, to a forum type of. my concerns or my accusations in regards to your opponent. And again, I said, well, yeah, sure, but I didn't even know what to call it. Do I call it an interview? Do I call it a forum?
Yeah.
I'm not the one that's running. If they want to invite someone, invite Jessica Puente Bradshaw instead to the. But I said sure, and I think the picture I saw, they pit Mr. Los Santos and myself against each other. We're like, sure, man. And one of the things that I guess that they wanted to clear up, because they did call me the Jerry Springer of talk show host on here, which again I think is a compliment. I think
Hmm.
it meant more of an insult, but I don't care. I just don't care. But the questions that I was asked was in regards to my not producing the facts in regards to Mr. De Los Santos' stances. And again, uh, the first thing that I mentioned was, look, I don't agree with you serving on 5, 6 boards. I don't. I mean, again, I one of the things that I ran on when I was running for city commission was, look, guys, we've got to restructure the committees and the boards the way that people get elected to them, to make sure that there's equal representation throughout the city of Brownsville.
Right.
And and again, I'm sorry. I mean, why do we need one person on 6 different boards that represent the city of Brownsville? I just don't think that is indicative of what the desire of the people of Brownsville want. They want to be a part. They've just never been invited to sit at the table.
No, I totally agree with you. And I know what show you're talking about. I actually did watch it. I watched it with my husband. Uh, I I was told, well, I was told, but I was also, I noticed from what you said, I guess the promo for it, that it was supposed to be some sort of head to head, and a standoff or something like that. And which I thought, well, okay, well, whatever, if that somehow brings ratings. But no, I thought you asked some real, you made some really good points and asked the questions. I didn't hear a lot of questions coming from a moderator. I don't know if it was supposed to be moderated or not, but you stood your ground and you made some important points that have to be made over and over and over again. And I did hear some things that were a little disheartening or disturbing for me. I didn't appreciate them. Um, and I heard some, I know he's my opponent and everything, but he's also an individual, a person. And so whether he was my opponent or not, I would call it out. I thought that some of the things that he said were, um, I guess maybe double speak, for lack of a better word. You mentioned Casa del Nylon and how that was purchased and whatnot. Hey, I'm in real estate. I know real estate. And he did make a point, and he said, well, the appraisals came up as this and came up as that, and it was just not the Casa del Nylon. It was also like half a block of this and this and that. And I've just sent paperwork to our host. And I thought, wait a second. So you've just sent paperwork to our host. I would have expected, and this is just me, that if anybody was going to send paperwork for clarification or clarify the Casa del Nylon purchase, it would be our commissioner, Ms. Nerith Golansky. So I didn't. I thought, gosh, now you're like the spokesperson, the PR person for this transaction. And then he said, well, and then he talked about the Elks Lodge and Lowe's and how much they paid for their land. And he said, look, the value of a property isn't what people are willing to pay for it, not what is on the appraisal. Well, I unfortunately find that kind of, that doesn't help me. It doesn't give me ease when it comes to our purchase, because at the end of the day, the person whose hand was forced to purchase the property, the Casa del Nylon, plus whatever additional part of the block, were the people of Brownsville. It wasn't a decision. I mean, we could say, well, it was a decision made by the mayor, it was a decision made by the commission. Yeah, it was a decision they made, but who paid for it?
We did.
We did. So the fact that the appraisal was such, but then we had a body that was willing to pay well above appraisal, because supposedly it included a block, that doesn't make it right, because people still had to foot the bill. And so if he sent paperwork, I would have appreciated, honestly, um, and people could say, well, Jessica, we'll get your own show. But I would have appreciated, show me the picture. Show me the picture of the survey that shows what part of the Casa de Nylon plus the block was purchased. Because at this point, I don't know. But someone is privy to that information and has that information. And I guess it's now Manny, the host of the show.
Hey, Jonathan.
Oh, he's just walking. That was Erasmo, babe. He says, "Hey."
Well, yeah, and that was actually I think that was the like the third topic that we talked about. But let me say, I mean, I made it very very clear to him. I go like, you're not grasping on. Casa de Nylon is indicative
Hmm.
of the whole. The truth of the matter, Jessica, I don't care that there's half a block that was included in the purchase. It's still a piece of crap property.
Right.
And the issue, the real issue is that our elected officials bought a piece of crap property
Right.
that has not been placed to use, that we've been promised that it's going to be so many different facilities, and it sticks out like a sore thumb
Right.
right there. And it's just, and again, look, I have my office. You've been to my office.
Hmm.
My office is a block and a half away from the Casa del Nylon. You're not going to tell me, or you're not going to preach to me about Casa de Nylon. I live Casa de Nylon. It's right here. I mean, it's not. I mean, you're out at the island. You know, you have your condo at the island, and you know it's very very set far apart, far away from my reality. That right here, a block and a half away, and I see the homeless that that camp out under the awning. And I see the lines of individuals that are waiting to go donate plasma, sell their plasma. And
Hmm.
again, more power to the people. Again, I'm not against individuals selling plasma in any way, shape, or form. My issue with people selling plasma, just is that it is indicative of the social economic status, the lack of economic development in the city. What bothers me is that people don't see the bigger picture.
Right.
So they want to enclose it like, well, you're bashing the plasma people. I'm not. Again, more power. That's Mark. More power to. He did it, Jonathan. More
Nice.
power to the. More power to the people that want to sell their plasma. Look, I have nothing, absolutely nothing against it whatsoever. And I even shared that, at one point I thought, hey, I'm going to go sell me some plasma too, when I was up in Austin and going to school. Again,
Yeah.
no shame in the game. My concern is that it is indicative of the social
Right.
economic status, the lack of economic development that we are under. And that never gets addressed. I don't care that they paid $2.3 million. I mean, if it would have been a property that would have been worth our while, sure, more power to you, because you buy something in order to make more money from it as an investment or to actually use. We haven't used it, and no one would pay $2.3 million for that piece of crap. No one.
Mm-mm. No, absolutely. And you're right. It is indicative. And I think that that's what people need to understand, that when we have individuals, in this case, politicians, speak to our answers, everybody, we need to make sure that what we hear is the answer and not some circle around type of answer that before you know it, 2 minutes in, you're like, okay, what were we talking about? Like, what were we talking about? And when you do that, when you just circle around and circle around, the actual issue is not addressed, to the point that you made about us being stagnant and being a stagnant city. And we can see it with our own eyes.
And that was the other comment that I was called out on, because I again, friends of mine shared with me that they had a show this weekend, and again it was an anti-Erasmo show. Again, more power to them. I don't mind. Trust me, I can take the hits. I can take the licks, and I take a licking, but I keep on ticking. So it didn't matter to me. But that was the other thing that Erasmo was out there saying that Brownsville's stagnant, and Brownsville is not stagnant. I'm like, to who?
Yeah.
Not saying who. We received, and I shared with him. You were there at that the
CDCB.
CDCB, no?
CDCB.
CDCB. Yeah, I know. I always.
Yeah.
I think I got it right this time. But we were there, and they shared with us, their PowerPoint presentation, where they were basically stating that Brownsville has been stagnant for a decade. I think since 2011. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I'm going like, well, yeah, it's nothing new. It's not like something that you have to go and affect a lot of the research in. It's palpable, Jessica. You can
Mm-hmm.
feel it. I mean, we're not growing at the rate that other cities in the valley are growing. It's just that simple. So
Right.
when they come out on a show and start saying, "Well, and I'm not saying that we're stagnant," and we're not stagnant, I'm going like, "What do you mean?"
Right. Right. And I mean, you don't have to say it. I mean, there are people who don't watch your show, who don't know about you, that I've gone and knocked on their doors, and they'll say the same thing. And it's not because they got it from Erasmo. It's not because it's some rumor or some lie that's getting perpetuated. It's the facts. We have businesses closing. We have small retail places that are empty, sitting empty. Downtown is a shadow. It's not even a shadow of what it used to be 20 years ago, right? Um, we have businesses leaving us for, heck, for San Benito and Harlingen. So the fact remains, and the fact is there, that yes, we have made, unfortunately, some terrible investments in our community and through our leadership. I was recently out of town right after the election, this last one, and I'd had to get out. We had a small family trip planned for my birthday, anniversary, Mother's Day, and my husband's birthday this weekend. And Erasmo, I'll just say, I was in Las Vegas and surrounding. And there are some small towns there outside of Las Vegas that you can tell there's pride in that community. They're half a third of the size of Brownsville, uh, but they are using their resources to bring in whatever it is kind of business they can. And here's the thing, Erasmo, and I will say it to your audience. I don't think Brownsville needs to be a McAllen. We don't need concrete everywhere, and we don't need traffic and all that. We don't. It doesn't need to be a McAllen, and we're not saying make it be a Los Fresnos again. What we want is, we want leadership that is going to take the qualities of Brownsville, the things that people love about Brownsville, the resacas, the zoo, the nature, the birds, the weather, the proximity to Mexico, to the beach, the excellent Mexican food, fine, right? Get those things, and somehow, bring the other parts of the world, other parts of the country here to Brownsville, and let's exploit those wonderful things. And so, when we can't even keep our streets clean, our alleys clean, we have literally trash piled up. I'm sorry. That's not what people want to see. When
No,
we were up in Las Vegas, we're driving pretty early in the morning. When are they trimming when are they trimming the palmas? Because they have palmas in Las Vegas. When are they trimming the palmas? When are they cleaning up the debris? In the middle of the night at 6 in the morning, when the traffic isn't out. So that way, when in the daytime, traffic can move and out and about, and they're not sitting there blocking roads because they're trimming palm trees or making a mess while everybody's driving around. So it's just how the city is being run. I don't appreciate it. I don't agree with it. I don't think that we're using our money wisely. I don't think we have been using our money wisely
yeah,
for a good while now. And yeah, Alex, we should be better than McAllen. We
I
have
agree.
been.
We haven't, and that's one of the things that I made mention yesterday. I said, look, with Mr. Los Santos and with Manny, he said, look, I mean, y'all guys are saying that everyone's doing a great job, and that the mayor's city manager's office is doing great, and the mayor's doing great. Well, we just want to see it. We just want to feel it. And unfortunately for us, Jessica, and if you are successful in this race, keep this in mind. We're not going anywhere in regards to expanding, growing, and making better. And I made mention to Mr. Los Santos yesterday. I don't know if they've neglected that. We had the one of the best zoos in the country.
Hmm.
We had the airport in the valley, the airport, the only airport actually in the valley, and
Right.
it's we were the gem of the valley. We're not. We've lost our luster. We're not that gem anymore. And part of the problem, Jessica, and again, I might be preaching to the choir, but part of the problem is that these committees, these boards, these things that pop up have really decimated the possibility of continuing to grow that which we already have into something that is 10 times better.
Hmm.
And they let our zoo go into decay. I mean, Mr. Los Santos is on the Camille Playhouse. They've let the Camille Playhouse
Right.
go into disarray, and again, it's been taken over by St. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no place programmed for a Camille Place House except the workshop that they have every year, which I'm very glad that they're having. But now it seems that St. Joe is the one that's going to be hosting a lot of the plays that shine our talent here.
Mm-hmm.
Bring our talent into the limelight. It's just very very unfortunate, and it seems that these committees, these boards that have been created, aren't geared at or focused on making Brownsville better. It seems that they are only focused on pet projects and taking away from what we already have.
Right. I mean, I agree, and it's a real shame about Camille. Um, they there's not a lot of, there was one thing that Mr. De Los Santos mentioned last night, and it's not a way to, I'm not trying to hold it against him, but he mentioned that he was a marketing expert or something to that degree. And I thought, as a marketing expert, you have to be able to, one of your skills should be to be able to market and get information out to the public in a way that is within budget, because not everything is going to have a massive budget to market itself. And so I thought, well, for somebody who was in the board of Camille, um, and then to have what is happening now, where St. Joe is taking it over, well, what happened to the marketing there? Where did we go wrong? So that,
It is very
that's
unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but again, I think we all just want what's best for the city of Brownsville, and unfortunately for us, I don't think that the mayor and the current city commission have done enough, and they don't care to do enough. Saw the article about the mayor saying how excited he was that downtown Brownsville is getting a whole new facelift. Of course, he's excited. His pizza hole is included. Renovate Rutledge Burgers instead. Their hamburgers are better and cheaper than the crappy pizza he sells. I don't care for their pizza.
I've never been.
It's not $18 for a small pizza is not good. You guys are right. The community should not have to be drained out of blood just to survive in any city. Inches, pitos. Morning, handsome. Hello, Jessica.
Hello, Guadalupe.
Jessica, can't wait to have a commissioner who will actually be available to the voters.
That's the plan.
Let's
We're lacking so much in that.
Brownsville gentrification. Let's catch up. Talk show central RGB style. Good morning to the great Erasmo show and the boarding Jessica District 3 Future Commissioner. Royal!
Royal.
Pura robadera en la ciudad de Brownsville y BISD. Unfortunately, right now, yes. I remember when Brownsville was a place to shop. Now it is McAllen.
Oh, I know.
And yeah, and again, one of the things that I think that going back into Erasmus travels, where's Waldo? One of Erasmus travels, one of the things that one of the reasons why Mexico is so attractive is because they really place a lot of emphasis on their tourism. And let me say to individuals who may be interested in making a trip into Mexico, Teotihuacan, Mexico City, let me tell you the amount of security out there. And I went to Cancun in February. The amount of security out there for individuals that are, leaving their dollars out there is amazing, guys. Really heightened security
Mhm.
because they know what brings them money, guys. They know that tourists bring money to their communities, to their people, and provide jobs for their folk. And let me say, guys, I don't think Brownsville has caught on. Brownsville has what McAllen will never have, what Edinburgh will never have, what far impossible to have. We've got resources that any city in the world would salivate after. We've got a port, we've got bridges, we've got a zoo, we've got talented individuals, fine arts programs with amazing band directors, choir directors, theater folk out there. It's amazing resources. And again, we don't invest in that which brings in revenue. Can you imagine, Jessica, if leadership had placed emphasis on building up the zoo and it
Mhm.
be the attraction? It was one of the top 10 zoos
I know.
in the country. But no, and still we don't have a plan for the zoo. We have nothing. All they talk about is the Midi Cultural District and making the hike and bike trails, which I'm sorry, I mean, they bring absolutely not $1 to the city of Brownsville in regards to revenue. Nothing.
Right.
Nada.
No, well, I'll tell you what, the zoo is definitely was a huge gem. I remember when Jonathan was when we were first dating and he asked me, "Well, what's in Brownsville? What do you have in Brownsville?" You know, he's from out of town. He's from out of state. And I remember telling the first thing I told him, I said, "We have a world-class zoo." This is back in 1993, when that was happening, 1992. Well, no, it was 1993. And so it's unfortunate. And I remember for a while they were building into it, but then it's just kind of dilapidated there to a degree. And I will add to the zoo at Erasmo. We also have a zoo that in some cases is much too expensive for some of the community here, especially for families with multiple children. And we also have a zoo that, for the most part, during the week, it's empty. There's no one there. There's no one generating any revenue. It's all on the weekends. We don't take advantage of our weekdays. And it doesn't take a marketing genius, but it's like, hey, you know what? When I go travel outside, usually the locals, this is including Las Vegas, the locals pay less than what tourists pay to get into the zoo. You just show your ID and you pay less. That should be an incentive. That's something that the zoo should offer. I have also proposed, as part of my platform, that the zoo be open during the week, especially for toddlers, homeschooling families, for the elderly that are sitting in daycares, day after day. Give them a very discounted rate to go into the zoo, spend money at the zoo, something that they can afford Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday if that's what they want, right? We have to be able to get some energy flowing into that area, into that cultural district that we now so proudly have.
One
Um,
one of the things is that I think, and look, I was on the BISD board, and one of the things that our leadership have not done in the city of Brownsville is they haven't brought in all entities in order to find solutions to the zoo issue, and it's very clear. Look, what we need to do, again, just so that you'll have my opinion on it. What we really need to do is to bring in, uh, Texas A&M, and offer them a chunk of Cummings and say, hey, let's start a veterinarian school, a veterinarian
right,
program, that is in tune with the zoo. Could also include UTRGV, also include TSC if need be, and make them a partner in enhancing that which we already have. We have
right.
they have the educational facilities, backgrounds, and experience. Let's combine them and find a way to, to start making it better. BISD doesn't need Cummings. Doesn't need Cummings in any way, shape, or form. It would benefit the zoo. I agree 100%. But again, do you? This is what my concern for BISD. We as a community, do we really want to put in the hands of this city mayor and city commissioners, a $35 million piece of property, and just grant it to them because that's basically what they wanted? And I'm perplexed. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. What we definitely need is new leadership. We don't need some of the same. Some of the same has failed us
Hmm.
as a community. It has, and Hector mentioned, he goes, I just want what's best for the city of Brownsville. And I think we all do, folks. But it's not going to happen if you stay at home this June.
No, it's not going to happen. And it's also not going to happen if we get the same amount, the same group of people, uh, with their, I'm just going to say it, the same group of people endorsing or supporting people from their own groups of people, right? So it's one of the things that I guess it's the buzzword. It's like, well, prove it, prove it, prove it. Well, I don't need to prove that clearly, the mayor is supporting somebody who's closer to him than me. I don't need to prove it because I've already heard it from around. As first, secondhand knowledge of somebody who's close to the mayor, for example, to say,
Well, he posted it.
huh?
He posted it.
Okay. So, yeah, but besides that, kind of like the background language that was happening or the
Oh yeah.
conversation that was happening, that sort of thing. I don't need to prove that he said that. It's like it's pretty obvious to everybody. Um, and so the problem with that is not that, hey, it's not that you can't have your friends on the commission with you. It's just that it's always the same excuse me, recycled ideas, and you become the yes man or the okay, yeah, that's what we want as a group. And it's to your point, Erasmo, when you said we want representation from the different districts. Why? Because everyone is going to have a different point of view. And folks, there's nothing wrong with having different points of view.
No.
And there's nothing wrong with electing somebody who isn't part of the group that you're so used to seeing each and every time. And there's some very good people that have run throughout these campaigns for at large and district commissioners, including for mayor, who haven't been given the opportunity because at the end of the day, these groups don't want any outsider, and they're willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to prevent it from happening, to prevent from any outsider from breaking in. And Brownsville used to not be that way. We had good people serving in boards in the commission many, many, many years ago who were trying to help Brownsville move forward. And what is it going to take for all of us to see that we have not? We have been stagnant, just as you mentioned it, Asmo. We have been stagnant. We can see it. We can see it on our roads.
Yeah.
I mean, please. We have a huge budget and we can't get road maintenance.
No. It's ridiculous to think, to state. And again, when they said it this weekend, I'm going like, what do you mean Brownsville's not stagnant? I mean, it's not vibrant. It's not a McAllen. It's not an Edinburgh. And I don't say it's not a McAllen and Edinburgh apart in the sense that we don't need Brownsville to be a McAllen. We need Brownsville to shine because of Brownsville, and
Mm-hmm.
we have enough resources to make it shine. Do you have any thoughts about IDEA? Personally, my kid went to Brownsville IDEA, and where they were really rude, and food got him sick every month, and their teaching is just isn't as well as BISD food would. Alex, let me say, I think one of the things that plagues IDEA here in the city of Brownsville is how closed it is to a certain degree. Again, I don't can't compare one with the other. I don't have kids in either one of the school systems, so I can't compare one to the other. I know that I've had interactions with IDEA in regards to a parental complaint, and I actually accompanied a parent to a meeting with the principal. And let me say the staff was kind of like, "Oh crap, here comes the Erasmo Castro." But I mean, that I get that reaction from everywhere I go anyway. So I'm not really sure. I can't compare. Do you have any thoughts on IDEA and BIZ?
I actually was a substitute teacher at IDEA for a while. Um, I've never been a substitute teacher or a teacher at BISD. I can say that it's a very stressful environment. It's very academically focused, and that I remember kids there had a lot of homework, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, some parents they're okay with that with their kids, but it could have, and I'm not a doctor, but it doesn't surprise me if your child was sick all the time. There's always the possibility that a child is suffering from too much stress, too much pressure, and that's affecting their health. So that's unfortunate. I mean, there should always be a balance. I was a homeschooling parent for that was a big reason for it, to
One of our
protect my
own,
children.
one of our own is on Sesame. Yeah, this is one of my. I I'm bewildered. I honestly I don't understand. I'm going like, guys, we've got Bradley Freeman Jr., one of our own, from EISD, graduate of veterans. Who made it on Sesame Street. I love this kid, Jessica. I mean, I am his mini stalker. I'm his number one fan. I love the guy. It's kind of funny. We had lunch together the other day. He came down from New York City, well, actually from San Antonio. Came down, and I was going like, "Oh, I'm actually touching Bradley Freeman." I was getting like a junior high girl,
Yeah.
but I was super excited that to have lunch with him, to be with him, to talk to him. It's very unfortunate that Bradley Freeman Jr. is getting recognized by Time Magazine, uh, on Late Night with Seth. Different other international publications are out there, writing stories on his character and on Bradley Freeman Jr. And, news stations from San Antonio, Spectrum had him on and has gotten absolutely no recognition from BISD, no recognition, no proclamation, Jessica, no proclamation from the city commissioners or the mayor of the city of Brownsville. Yet they had a meeting this week where they proclaimed May as Bike Month, a proclamation to call May Bike Month, but nothing for our Bradley Freeman.
Right. I don't understand, Erasmo. I really don't. How about the Herald? Has the Herald said anything?
I think the Herald might have ran something. I don't know. I just think it's just very, very
Yeah,
unfortunate. And this is what
it is.
happens, Jessica. This is what happens when you don't appreciate your resources. You don't magnify that which makes Brownsville great. This is my issue with the district in regards to building a performing arts center for our kids. We have such talented young people here. I mean, I've lived them, I've seen them, I've heard them, I've been out there with them. We have talented individuals in band, choir, theater that make Brownsville shine. Man, we had a dancer. I hope I don't get in trouble. Baby Jesus. Oh my God, that kid can dance. I mean, that guy, amazing. Him and his partner. I can't remember her first name, but Baby Jesus just stuck in my head because of Baby Jesus. But him and his partner, both of them together, it was like Fred Astaire and
Wow.
Rogers. It's just amazing. Amazing dancers. And he actually got a scholarship. I think she got a scholarship too for dancing. And again, these are the individuals that highlight, our city, and they're going out, and we want it known that they're coming from Brownsville, Texas. I want it known.
Hmm.
I want everyone international to know, and not being recognized. And then there's a saying in the Bible that states, el profeta nunca tiene fama en su propio pueblo. That's just very unfortunate. There's no
Yeah, that's
fame in
true.
your own hometown. And we should celebrate our kids. We should celebrate our youth. We should celebrate our college students that opt to stay here with family members. We should celebrate them on a daily basis. Unfortunately for us, Esther, we don't, and we don't have any programs out there that continue to enhance what they do. Zoom is open on weekdays 9 to 5, but I think because right now we have long days, they should move it to 11 to 7. So actually, a good suggestion. Let me say
Hmm.
one of the things, like, again, going back into the partnering with BISD. Can you imagine if there were programs where they partnered during the week with BISD in order to enhance a veterinarian program? To show some real life classes. Have a couple classes out there at the zoo. Just have an area set up where people could teach a class, the college, university, just things that had not never
Right.
been brought to the forefront.
Well, Erasmo, let me add to that. When we have the egrets that they now live across the street at Dean Porter Park up on the Las Palmas en Los Árboles. They have their hatching season. And I remember I was doing a walk with my family around that area. And it's so unfortunate. There were baby egrets that had fallen from the tree, dead in the grass on the ground. And we walked by one day, walked by the next day, and those baby egrets were there. So the city, unfortunately, the city nor the zoo was anywhere to be seen to pick up these poor little dead bodies of these little baby birds. We don't have a rehab facility for any of the birds here, considering we're a birding capital of the world. I mean, heck, we've even been featured. Our city dump has been featured in one of these movies about birding. Oh, it has Jack Black in it and ¿cómo se llama the comedian with the white hair? Steve Martin.
Steve
I
Martin.
think. Yeah, I think it's called The Big Year. Is a movie, and they featured the Brownsville dump. There's actually birders who go to the Brownsville dump to check out the birds there. And so, we don't really have a proper bird rehabilitation facility. That would be a great addition to our zoo. We I've had a little parrot die here at our house not too long ago because it hit something, and my backdoor neighbor, he shoots at birds with pellets, and I've called the police on him several times y no le hacen nada.
No,
So I don't know. So anyway, we don't have anything to promote our birding.
no, nothing. Can you organize gardeners, preservers, and bird watchers to beautify the landscape, native plants and trees along, especially the
Yes,
next
Pepito.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that's going to be Jessica's job if elected. Let me see. One of the things that I shared, one of the things that I've shared, guys, is that there are, and again, I've had this fight with the city commission for years now, guys, and I've spoken with the director of TechStot about it. There is no communication with our mayor and our city commission with the commissioners from or the people in charge of TechStot in order to sign an MOU in regards to letting Brownsville folk take care of the expressway, and the state will provide the funds. But never lifted a finger, never lifted a phone to call, text on and say, "Hey, come and fix our highways, beautify Brownsville." It's their responsibility,
Right.
Ryan, but doesn't mean that we can't do anything about it. Great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica. We have so many child and adult daycares. All these centers can take children and adults to slow weekdays, like a field trip, 100%, and teach
Right.
entertainment. Yeah, that's exactly what the BID used to take the little ones. This idea can help the zoo's revenue and popularity. Yeah,
Absolutely. And it doesn't, and as a reduced rate, honestly, Erasmo, if you had a store and no one showed up during the week, and on the weekend you're charging 15, $20 a head, I think that at some point during the week, if no one's showing up, heck, come on in for three, four, $5. Especially if you can show that, And I've talked to the adult daycare center owners, and they said that's a great idea. We can't take them out now because it's cost prohibitive, but at $2, $3 a head, they can absolutely come in. And you know what? And it's not just $2, $3 a person. It's popcorn or soda. It's the gift shop.
snacks.
It's souvenirs.
Yeah,
Tax. Yeah.
snacks. I took my grandson to the zoo yesterday. It took us about an hour to see the whole zoo. Hardly any animals were out. Wished we had indoor food court there. I didn't even see a first aid station. I agree, and Jessica was mentioning the food products, and that would be wonderful. I mean, I'm sure that they do have a first aid section or location in there. Again, I haven't been to the zoo in a while. Well, I think I went last year, but yeah. Again, guys, we're going to see less and less animals as the guidelines that restrict uh, bigger animals in zoos our size. As again, we should have started growing the zoo decades ago. It was sad that we have a beautiful beach, there's a lot of history, a beautiful zoo, proximity to Mexico, and yet these commissioners don't capitalize on this. Their pockets are more important than where they were born and raised and schooled. What wrong with the picture? Let's vote these losers out. People, me da coraje.
Hector.
Hey, Jessica. We
You
need to
win.
get rid of the politiqueras. 100%. Let me tell you, that's going to be a big issue in every single race. And I'm hoping that this lawsuit that Marisa has with Minerva Peña and BIZ, I hope it brings to light a lot of the things that we already know. Ball's is not wearing its Sunday best. It's wearing old clothes and a dirty face. I like thrift stores. I just joke. I remember going to the mayor's office with my mom when I was small, and she would complain about brush not picked up in our alley. By the afternoon, trucks were out doing their job. Yeah, we don't have any access now to the city manager in any way, shape, or form. I meant
Mm.
Bloques. Damn, autocorrect. Alex Delgado, many of the teachers at IDEA are not state certified. BID teachers are all state certified. Does that make them better? Many will argue no, many, but there is accountability. Yes, very much so. Time Magazine recognized Dr. Julieta Garcia as sad. Well, yeah, there's a big difference between Dr. Julieta Garcia and Bradley Freeman. Very big difference. Ginger Rogers. Yeah, I said Rogers. Didn't I say Rogers?
I,
The Herald ran an article about the Elizondo building and how beautiful the building is painted with Elon Musk's face before. It. We were going to erect a statue for Musk. I'm not. One of the things that I found funny, guys, about the Elizondo building. Again, I don't. I think people could face their property any which way that they want. My question is, it is downtown, and why were they permitted to put up a mural that is not uh, in tune with the historical aspect of the city of Brownsville? Now, I'm not complaining about the Elon Musk mural. Again, I truly believe that anyone can put up anything they want to on their property, guys. My concern is that when I put up an Erasmo Castro sign on our building downtown, I got fined
Right.
and I was made to take it down. And again, o todos rabones o todos coludos. I
Yeah,
mean,
there's no consistency with the enforcement, and that's what people really complain about because they see their friend or neighbor not being reprimanded or fined for it, yet when they try to say do the same thing, they get a fine, for example. Right? So it's not fair, como dices tú.
it's not there. Again, guys, again, I mean, I want to put Erasmo Castro on the building right there. I have a beautiful spot to put it on. If I put it, with my beautiful face there, someone do a mural of Erasmo Castro. Am I going to get bashed by the city, fined from the city again? Probably.
Try it, Erasmo. Try
I'm,
it.
I'm actually going to get. Hey, if anyone out there can paint a mural of Erasmo Castro's face, this
Try
beauty
it. Yeah.
on a page, please let me know, guys. Let me know how much it'll cost, guys. If you know any artists out there that would be willing to do an Erasmo Castro on our building,
Design.
please let's find out. Buy a pellet gun and shoot him back works for my neighbor. The Tamaulipas crow, sorry, I missed it, is only found in Brownsville's SPI. I love the Tamaulipas crows.
The grackles, the gray tail grackles, beautiful birds, really. And let me tell you what, I know a lot of people complain about the grackles. We can only support, or Brownsville can only support the grackles it can because of the amount of insects in the city. So if the grackles weren't around, our mosquito, fly, bugs, we would be out of control. But if we have that many bugs, the grackles will be here.
Awesome.
What?
Can't the community put something together to honor Bradley's accomplishment? Peppermint Patty.
Mark's saying that we should have a monument for the Tacuaches.
I know.
Uh, can't the community put? Hey, okay, I'll change my stance, guys. Let's not put Erasmo's beautiful face on his building, guys.
Bradley.
Will someone paint a Bradley Freeman mural? Anyone out there that does murals, would you be willing to put a Bradley Freeman mural on our building here downtown? Please let me know. We'll see what the city says.
Maybe it'll come.
Bradley
Yeah.
Freeman, guys. Someone that does murals. I want Bradley Freeman not mugshot, mug. That you can put my mugshot on there, but Bradley Freeman's mug. This part on my building downtown, please. Uh, dead egrets are
Egrets.
I said it wrong.
Egrets.
Dead egrets are very common. Go to Ringo Park, same thing. The maintenance guys even mow the grass over their dead bodies. Happens every
It's true.
year, right in front of the zoo. It's natural for them to throw the baby birds out. The strongest of the baby birds throw the smaller ones out.
Yes, don't pineapple, but that doesn't mean you leave it there in the grass, especially in a public park.
If you're not buying the zoo membership for $80 rather than pay each time you go, I'd buy it and take my kids to the park in the zoo during the week. It's dead. I can avoid the feral children at the public. Yeah, put them in cages. I hope I don't get in trouble for that. The feral children. Con más ganas going to gather everyone to vote for Jessica. We have to start somewhere when Castro for mayor preach. Love you, Baba.
Hector, thank you.
I always thought that we had two zoos, the one at the city hall and the class. No, bitch, shut up. It is erect a rocket in the configuration of Elon Musk. The only thing I read was erect, but that's a different story. Royal with chess pieces No. Bradley Freeman. Uh, feed egrets,
Egrets.
egrets
Egrets.
to the home.
No, we're not.
Bendigo Mike. Mike, lunch today, Mike. I sent you an invite. Uh, Bradley and Castro on the TSC water tower. Yes.
Yeah.
No, but anyone out there that knows anyone that can do some graffiti work, a mural, Bradley Freeman, a mural right there on my building downtown. Let's see if the city finds me again. I'll fight it.
Maybe they won't.
Well, we'll see. Now that it's open season on putting up murals, well, it's only good for Elon Musk. Guys, anyone out there that knows someone that can paint me a mural for Bradley Freeman on my building, let's do it. And no, Elon Musk is already downtown. Mark, Mark, Jessica. Last words. We've already been at 1:15.
Oh, I was going to read that. No, thank you for having me on the show and letting me share a little bit with your viewers. Everyone, it's still important that we go out and get ready to vote in the runoff election, June 7th through the 15th and June 19th, which is a Saturday for election day. A lot of people are not going to want to get out and vote, but please go out. It's important that we elect someone who is going to be accessible, transparent, and accountable to the people. That's what Jessica, myself, that's what I'm all about. We need to get representation of the people within the city commission, and I will be that voice for you. And of course, let's bring our community back into the city and be part of that decision making body. So I ask for your vote, your support. If you have any questions, please contact me through my personal Facebook page or my campaign page, which both of them have my full name on it. So they're easy to find. And I appreciate, again, everybody's support who voted in the regular election. And please come out and vote again and get your family and friends as well to come out and vote. Thank you so much, everyone.
And right, Elon Musk. I think Jessica Tetro tried that already with her dress. Mike, be nice. Find kids that just got arrested for graffiti work and get them to do the mural. I'm going to try. Alex Andro from FAR does murals. Ask him, see if he'll come down to Brownsville. That'd be awesome. Jessica, again, anytime you have the opportunity to come by, stop by. This
Thank
is
you, Erasmo.
open invitation, and I've said it again to anyone, everyone out there. How can we register older people not registered to vote? Very, very simple. Stop by my office. I'll give you the forms. Guys, have a great rest of the day. Social distance, face covering, hand sanitizer. We'll be back tonight at 9 p.m. to wrap up the weekend, to wrap up the week and, to usher in the weekend. Jessica, you're amazing.
Right.
Thank you so much. As the guys have
Thank you so much.
Be good to each other, and please continue to be good to me.